Vamos lá, dar continuidade à nossa saga aqui no Starfield. Noite de segunda-feira, véspera de feriado. Vamos embora aproveitar o joguinho, hein? Deixa eu só lembrar qual é a missão que eu estou aqui agora. Vamos falar sobre a autoridade comercial. Vamos que vamos.
Oh, Sidonia. Check your suit seals. Martian dust gets everywhere. You've been busy, I hear. Clearing out bad guys.
How's it going? Hey, welcome to the Sidonia Trade Authority. Oh man, I'm still new here, so I don't know how qualified I am to answer that. We're like this huge network of shipping and trade throughout the known universe. Everyone. Free Stars, UC, even Varun uses us in some capacity. Because I guess we're all about free trade for all. I wouldn't be surprised if we bought and sold from the Crimson Fleet, right? They pay my salary, so as far as I'm concerned, they're all right in my book. Man, sorry, I can't really say that. Really, they told me not to say. All I know is that we're running a business here, and I was told to take in all trades and sell whatever we've got. And listen, I'm not gonna worry about anything other than that. Yo! This dude came in once trying to sell this whack-looking fish or something. It was still alive. He had it in this big plastic bag full of water and everything. Good size, too. I was trying to tell him I didn't know if we took in things like that, but then my boss came over and told me we absolutely did. And I had to process the sale and store the thing. Man, what a pain in the ass that was. Even weirder, someone came in and bought it like right away. The hell's that about, right? See you around.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
Do you know? Well, I do wish I could help you, Captain, but Dr. Walker has been missing for some time.
A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the
Cara,
miners...
deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui. Questão da legenda.
have him, but at this point, it's probably for the best. Dr. Walker decided to start brewing and selling his own pharmaceuticals to our customers below cost. Something his contract expressly forbade. As such, we requested our cut of the profits and began garnishing his salary. Perhaps a little too severely, but well within legal limits. It was around then that he ran off, abandoning his duty and his unpaid accounts. They were all devils. Red Devils. A UC Marine unit based here on Mars, though they were disbanded shortly after the Colony War. I presume a number of them served alongside Dr. Walker. Bonds forged in battle and all that. That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Oh, I loathe the Trade Authority. Is it absolutely necessary that we have to help them? I couldn't have put that better myself.
Pity.
Perhaps a little advance on my part might pique your interest. Visit the Sixth Circle, a bar on the lowest level of the city. If someone in Sidonia knows where Percival is, you'll find them there.
When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss.
The city of Sidonia is proud to be
I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss something with you first.
for military service.
Phew, thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless. Well, the position didn't last long. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own. Economic reasons. Several of the worlds in the Cassiopeia system were mineral-rich. Both sides wanted to drop refinery outposts on the surface to bolster their supply. With hundreds of lives lost on both sides, I'd argue there were no winners at all. Now let me finish. The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship, but I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight. The Dauntless was a tough little ship. No shields and the hull was breached, but it still had power. And weapons. That's why I remained in the battle. Huge mistake. I believe you. But you haven't heard the worst of this. We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship, and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. And last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was There was nothing I could do. It was my duty as acting captain to be the last person to leave the Dauntless. We had more than one escape shuttle available. So, I elected to wait until they were safe. You're sorry. For me, if I hadn't been so stubborn, so eager to prove that I could handle command, my crew would have had more time to escape. Try telling that to their loved ones. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal! I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial. After I checked every section of the ship for wounded crew, I took the other escape shuttle. If I hadn't, I would have died. The Dauntless came apart minutes after I escaped. That's true, but still, it doesn't erase the real issue here. Remember when you said no one but me would have pushed harder to keep the navigator core going? Well, this time, pushing too hard cost lives. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us. After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith. No one's ever cared about me this much. Not even Aja. I'm counting on that. Look, I think I've said all I can handle for now. Thank you for being there, for listening to me when I needed it the most. I'll never forget this. I promise.
Caution. Prepare for today's final subterranean particle detonation. Be advised to secure loose articles and find stable...
Bom, vamos fazer essa entrega endiabrada então. Vamos falar com os mineradores do sexto círculo.
Round or remain seated in the event of unforeseen tremors. Detonation occurs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final particle detonation concluded. It is now safe to resume normal activity for the remainder of the day. Detonations to resume tomorrow morning.
I want to head on over to Reliant. Dr. Flynn will get you patched up.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for Devil's vets and their kin.
Doc Walker? Well, you're barking up the wrong...
Andy, you. Why don't you come here and tell me what some stray wants with Walker? Not every day a stray topsider wanders into my bar claiming they know people. What do you want with Dr. Walker? Is that so? Well, Captain, then you should have no problem answering a few simple questions about the Vanguard, right? Like knowing, for example, what Supra et Ultra means. You remember? Your Vanguard motto?
It's all right. I can vouch for this one. He's Vanguard. True as they come.
And you're someone I should trust, huh? Why?
I'm UC military. Retired. Can give you my gene tag code too if you'd like.
Not necessary. But look, even if I decided I was going to help you get in contact with Dr. Walker, Percival made himself scarce for a reason. His debt to the Trade Authority. But if someone resolved that debt, well, Percival wouldn't have to hide anymore. Can bet that person would make a friend out of Percival, and the rest of us devils. And I'm always inclined to help a friend. Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian Dusty. Made us tough. Reliable. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC Xeno-weapons. No other unit could handle that pressure. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. Science officer. Made sure the monsters behaved themselves around the Devils, and didn't with everyone else. But it was those monsters that did us in. When the everything associated with Xeno-weapons got shelved, Red Devils included. Now they're just a memory. Well, most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the Authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the Trade Authority keeps all their records and collections files on a central server inside their storeroom. If someone was to break in there and adjust Percival's debt to something a little more reasonable, say a few hundred credits, I'd be happy to cover the costs.
Making that adjustment would be illegal. I don't think this is a road we should travel.
And, one soldier to another. Sidonia's full of old utility tunnels and crawl spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if there was one that let out right into the Authority storeroom. Say, with an entrance behind the bar at the Broken Spear. Ooh, and you might need these. Me? Nah. Infantry officer. But my grunt's deployed alongside the things. Never seen anything like it. Before or since. Monsters from the darkest corners of the Black, rampaging across the battlefield. Can understand why they banned them. Brutal. Armistice hurt us more than most, but... wow. Wasn't all bad that came out of that agreement. And I look forward to hearing the good news.
Psst, hey, you. Maybe Vanguard? Come here.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes. We don't belong here.
Cara, o fogo é isso, é cheio de escolha difícil, bicho. Eu posso desagradar, querendo ou não, a Sarah aqui, fazendo uma atividade ilegal, que é invadir ali. Eu posso perder meus suados créditos. Vamos falar com esse cidadão aqui por enquanto. Cambridge Cooper.
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going to help Dr. Walker? Oh, no. I mean, I've got my suspicions, but look, you're planning to help Percival, right? Yeah, sure. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any B&E. Aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just garbage, but Percival and I, we've been working on some projects in the deep mines. At least when he wasn't slaving away at his trade authority contract. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful and profitable. You give our research over to Octai at the trade authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's always looking for an angle.
E aí, Som, boa noite.
It's mostly iron and about 3 centuries of human water runoff, though only Percival would be able to tell you all the trace elements and whatnot. But it builds up around human settlements, and something about the Martian soil changes it, makes it into something new, and we think we found a use for it. Yeah, it does. It would be. There's just one issue. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us out. Started setting up shop.
Oh dear. I believe I see where this is leading.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the trade authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become a modern-day folk hero. Then I don't have to sleep on an inflated spacesuit anymore.
Pô, então vamos ter que acabar com mais siderais, né? É uma trabalheira e tanto, só pra não ter que comprar um travesseiro. Mas tá, eu ajudo. Certo, só me diz onde é que fica essa mina. Vamos lá acabar com os siderais novamente.
Yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far, shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across to the rest of them to buzz off. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Vamos lá, vamos acabar com os siderais. Mas antes, deixa eu comprar uns utensílios aqui.
Hey, you looking for anything? Cool.
Preciso comprar
That's what
algumas
we do
coisas
here.
aqui. É muita coisa cara aqui, mano. Tem comerciantes melhores, mas eu tô por aqui. Vou aproveitar para vender umas coisas também. Olha essa minha arma aqui, ó. Eu tenho duas dela, vou vender uma. Era 1013, ó. 1013 créditos. Fiado naval. O que eu posso vender aqui? Vou vender isso aqui. Preciso fazer uns créditos também e tem que me livrar um pouco do peso também. Essas armas da terra eu vou deixar, eu vou colocar na estante de armas lá, que isso aqui eu vou colecionar. Turbilhão modificado, eu vou vender. Sabre, eu vou vender, que eu tenho outro ali. Vou vender mais outras coisas também aqui. Deixa eu ver o que mais eu posso vender. Traje espacial de navegação. Esse aqui eu vou vender, deixa eu ver aqui. Pô, esse traje da vanguarda é bonito, né, mano? Peguei o traje de Mentes na última missão que eu fiz ontem, né? Peguei a nave de Mentes e o traje de Mentes. Espero que não dê ruim por estar com a nave dos inimigos caçadores da Escarlate, que eu ainda não fiz a missão completa da Escarlate. Esse traje é bonito, velho. Na moral. Mochilas. Temos algumas aqui pra vender, hein? Vamos vender essa daqui. Essa aqui eu vou vender também. Essa aqui é massa, hein? Tem algumas mochilas pra fazer negócio. Piloto de vanguarda, capacetes. Tô lotado de item, mano. Porque assim, é muito item legal que tem no jogo, entendeu? E aí você acaba... Esse aqui eu vou vender, capacete minerador. Tem muito item legal no jogo pra você colecionar. E olha esse capacete de Mentes aqui, ó. Da hora demais, você é doido. Esse aqui eu vou vender. Capacete de errante. Também eu vou vender.
Come back anytime.
Vamos lá, vamos brincar um pouquinho.
Frankly, what's the point of grav jumping to new planets if we can't even breathe the air?
My buddy Mitch keeps asking if I can help her.
Não, aqui você tem tudo. Você pode criar os itens, mas você tem que liberar as pesquisas. Cada inimigo às vezes porta um traje diferente. Isso é porque eu não fui ainda em boa parte das galáxias. Eu só visitei até agora 20 sistemas. Muito grande, mano. Vou te mostrar aqui, ó. Ó. O sistema que eu tô tem o Alpha Centauri, que é onde a gente... Olha a quantidade. Eu vou dar um zoom. Vou tentar... É porque ele não afasta muito, né, mano? Olha a quantidade de sistema que tem, que eu ainda não fui. Entendeu? São muitos, muito mesmo. Eu fui em poucos e ainda assim eu não explorei esses sistemas da forma que é para explorar. Eu tô apenas fazendo algumas missões, criando alguns entrepostos aqui para ter uma base mais ou menos. Ah, é muitas horas de jogo só. É muitas horas de jogo, mano. Pode brincar aí, vamos botar 800 horas de jogo e eu acredito que eu não vou ter deixado, um exemplo, meu entreposto do jeito que eu quero. Construção, né? Nesse momento eu tô em Marte. Nesse momento eu tô em Marte. Se eu ver pra onde eu posso ir aqui. Mude a quantia. Não vou mudar a quantia. O que eu vou fazer? Eu vou no entreposto ali que eu tenho que matar o sideral. Essa aqui que eu quero. Quero acabar com esses siderais daqui. Aproveitar que eu já declarei guerras a ele já, então vamos lá. Vou até testar essa arma mesmo, essa arma que eu tô usando aqui. Aqui. Vamos lá. Bora, Sarah, bora ali resolver esse problema. Vamos botar nosso snipe. Tentar acertar eles de longe. Vamos de carro porque é longe, hein? Vamos de carro porque é longe. Você pode ir tipo roleplay também. Agora sim, no lançamento não. Ele não podia não. Eles atualizaram o jogo. Você pode ir explorando a galáxia ali tecnicamente. Pra você ver, esse aqui é um dos planetas que você vem basicamente no início do jogo. Eu tô com 35 horas de gameplay e agora que eu vou dar uma explorada nele aqui, básica aqui, por conta dessa missão. Entendeu?
Got anything on your scanner?
Esse jogo, Som, se enquadra naqueles perfis do Cyberpunk 2077, do The Witcher, entendeu? O próprio Diablo, por ser, querendo ou não, é um jogo pra você jogar por bastante tempo, mano. Death Stranding, por exemplo, não é um RPG, mas é um jogo de mundo aberto também. Se você for fazer tudo ali no jogo ali em relação à conquista, é 100 e poucas horas, né? 100 e poucas horas de gameplay. É claro que você pode continuar jogando ele, porque tem várias coisas para você fazer no jogo, mas esses jogos assim, com certeza é muito mais horas de gameplay, entendeu? Pô, não parei ainda pra fazer meu entreposto oficial. Por quê? Porque tem tanto planeta aqui. Posso ser que eu encontre um que eu diga, pô, eu quero fazer um entreposto brabo aqui, entendeu? Os entrepostos que eu tô construindo é só pra marcar território ali, pegar um itemzinho ou outro. Mas quando eu parar pra mexer na construção desse jogo, o Fallout 4, que é o Fallout 4, eu não terminei o que eu queria fazer lá no jogo lá. E olha que eu construí muita coisa lá. Entendeu? Chegamos, hein? E a pilotagem do carro desse jogo é um desafio à parte, hein, galera? Dependendo do planeta que você tá. É um desafio à parte. Vamos lá, vou me calar um pouco aqui agora para poder me concentrar aqui para pegar esses siderais aqui, hein?
Why are you bothering to carry all that junk?
Pra cá, Sarah. Vem pra cá, Sarah. Eles lá, ó. Vamos acertar eles lá de cima. Pegar uma posição aqui e ver se eu consigo visualizá-los.
Big mistake. suppose they're not going to need it anymore. Access stairs lead deeper into the mines. I hope we remember the way back to the surface.
Tu viu lá? Tu viu lá? Ah, aqui atira muito, moleque. Tá brincando, né? Bela bala. Vou pegar aqui e saquear os inimigos antes de subir, mano. Porque senão eu vou esquecer e vou dar uma averiguada aqui embaixo. Só sei que eu encontre itens interessantes. Meu nome é Zé Lutinho, hein? Eu tenho que destrancar, vou liberar essa habilidade. Felizmente eu tenho que liberar ela, porque ela é muito útil. Deixa eu só me lembrar aqui qual é. Segurança. Arrombe 15 cadeados. Não vai dar pra liberar ela agora não.
This must lead to the miners' living quarters. I can't imagine having to live almost every waking moment underground.
Another one for me.
Get some cover now!
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
A Sarah tomou uma bala de graça ali. A Sarah tomou uma bala de graça, velho. Ficou moscando ali, ó. Quero os créditos. Cadê os créditos? Comida nunca é demais, hein?
that junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down. Junk. Left here to rust. Not surprising, though. Mining lasers rendered these machines completely obsolete. can't get through this way, perhaps we should try making our way down using the caves in the back of the area.
Cara, daqui eu vou sair rico só com as armas dos caras, hein? Pra vender isso aqui vai ser uma maravilha.
There's still quite a bit of mineral wealth down here. Perhaps it would be worth our time to survey the area for more? There's a huge difference between being prepared and carrying too much. Dusties take to make a living.
Huh? Good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Cara, é impressionante como eu olho as coisas, mas eu ainda deixo passar. Bem, se eu não tivesse voltado aqui, eu tinha perdido essa caixa aqui.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
Cara, tem uma porta ali, precisa de uma chave. Onde é que tá essa chave?
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room, if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
Cara, e cadê a chave daquela broca ali? Cara, essa saída é muito boa aqui, eu acho que vai ficar marcada, hein? Cara, eu queria achar a chave daquela... Deve ter alguma coisa boa naquela sala ali.
right. Don't rush the scan. You wouldn't want to overlook anything valuable. Digging for minerals. I hope you have a good reason for landing here.
The Lux condos aren't anything special.
If you're gonna use the elevators or stairs to reach the other levels, try to keep them clean.
You've got the slate. Let me see. Reduced joint wear? Oh, increased lifting capacity. A dose of this stuff could make a miner way more efficient. This formula's gotta be worth at least as much as whatever Percival owes. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make miners more efficient, higher yield, synergy, you know, all that business crap. And that you'll trade it to him for clearing Percival's debt. You good at doing pitches and stuff like that? Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to try maximizing your own industrial output. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
In a state. Several areas currently zoned as residential are seeking to allow.
Always nice to kick back at the broken spear after a long day.
Was there something else? I'm never one to turn away an opportunity. But I'd be curious what you think you've uncovered in the Martian market that others have missed. I'm still quite intrigued to hear more about this drug of yours. Unless there was something else you wanted to discuss? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the interest that's accrued, it's something substantial. If you're feeling charitable, I'd be happy to look it up for you. Ah, yes, your proposal. Remind me what it is you're offering again.
Aqueous hematite, iron and wastewater. Well, I'm not surprised no one has proposed something like this before.
And exactly what does this new drug of yours do? An interesting proposal, if your data pans out. But where's this hematite coming from? The active mines would be too expensive to retool. The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers, or so I've heard. Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm in Sidonia would be clamoring to get their hands on. We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier mining concerns for materials, the licensing fees alone. And think what it would do for our image with the general populace. This mine, reopened, thanks to the Martian Trade Authority. Very interesting indeed. And what do you want for the rights to this drug?
Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped.
Well, it seems we have a deal then. And here, a finder's fee from the Authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this sort of potential. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged down the road. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts. It was a pleasure doing business with you, Captain.
Yeah? Bye.
So I guess Woodard is acting up. It was all there, but I haven't tried to withdraw yet, so...
Yeah? Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. But it sounds like you might have already tossed those dregs. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
this now? We'll be lucky if we pull anything organic off this rock.
If you're overloaded, we should stop and prioritize what we're carrying. Ever since we talked about the Battle of Cassiopeia, I can't get what happened out of my mind. Was it that obvious? I thought I could handle these memories, but until I return to Cassiopeia, I'll never be able to put this to rest. I would like that. Actually, I need that. One problem, though. Pinpointing the crew's shuttle wreckage is going to be like trying to find a grain of salt in a sandbox. I think we need to start by locating my old campsite on Cassiopeia 1. What's there to tell? I survived. My crew didn't. Still, I'll never forget my finger hovering over that launch button. Would I launch safely, or explode into a fireball? It turned out that my shuttle had just enough power to allow an emergency landing on the planet's surface. So much had happened in the space of a few hours. I can't remember how I felt. My shuttle should have the telemetry tracking data for the other shuttle aboard. It should give us an idea where it went down. That's if scavengers haven't completely stripped my ship for parts. It has a breathable atmosphere, indigenous fauna, and maybe a few abandoned mining outposts. Otherwise, it's not populated. Don't worry, it's not as though I'm coming apart at the seams. It's the conversations we've been having. They dredged up these old memories, and they're a burden. Hold on. I don't know the exact location of my survival campsite. For that, we are going to have to head to Mast and see if we can get the information from my old friend, Admiral Logan. Your instincts are right on target. Logan and I butted heads more than once during my time with the Navigator Corps. We've never seen eye to eye. Look, I hope this isn't asking too much. Last thing I want to do is drag you into some kind of personal crusade. That's why I'm desperate for your help. Truth is, I'm scared. When I set foot on Cassiopeia, I don't know if I'll be able to handle what I find. If I begin to fall apart, I need someone I can trust to hold me together. I know you will. You've always been there when I've needed your help. Why you continue to support me, I'll never understand. I feel the same way about you. Oh, I've been so busy searching the stars for answers, I've overlooked what's been in front of me all this time. True friendship. Something I've denied myself for far too long. won't. I won't. Hey, anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I know you have a lot to do. I really appreciate your offer to visit Cassiopeia. Hopefully, it'll bring me the closure that I've needed for far too long.
Well, this explains why the miners ceased drilling. Someone must have missed this natural cavern on the geological survey. Shame. junk you're hauling is seriously slowing you down. Like building a ship in a bottle.
doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Adrian sent you. Did she look okay? Sounds like Adrian. Watch that woman lose a digit trying to get a better tissue sample.
What? You can reattach a finger, Percy.
So what exactly did she have you bring me? Adrian said that, huh? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells. Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here, and I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. She was disconcertingly correct, trying a little habit of Adrian's. Which is why, if you wanted to have your film crew jump out and yell surprise, I wouldn't be saddened in the least. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian. It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now? Because until now, the terramorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, Well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means, but I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here. The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster if we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Bom, galera, vou continuar depois. Beleza? Tamo junto. Forte abraço. Até a próxima.